In this video, we're going to review the process for taking classroom attendance. I've logged into a teacher account, and under the SIS teacher menu, you're going to find the Take Classroom Attendance. It defaults the attendance date to the current day of instruction. Select the course where you want to take attendance. As a default, the system sets all students to present. Students that are marked present should only be those that are in class, in-person instruction. All other students will be marked in the AR column for either absent or remote instruction. If you have a full virtual class, you can change the entire group by selecting the AR option at the top menu. And if you again have any that are in-person instruction, you can mark them present from there as well. When you mark a student as this absent remote code, you'll see that a reason populates. Our default absent reason is unexcused absence. If a student shows that they have engaged in the course based on the criteria for remote asynchronous learning, including accessing the learning management system, submitting an assignment during the instructional day, or teacher-to-student contact during the instructional day through online discussion, video conferencing, email conversation, or phone conversation, then the student can be coded as RAL under the reason code for remote asynchronous learning. If all students or a majority of the students are present based on engagement in remote asynchronous learning, you can do an all and change them all to the RAL coding, and then you could go back and change any that were unexcused absences. Once you've completed your reason codes to the best of your ability at the time of instruction, you will post your attendance. You will see an overview of your student attendance for that course. It will break it down by in-person and remote students and those absent as well. Because remote asynchronous learning can take place anytime between the hours of midnight and 11:59 p.m., it's necessary for teachers to have the ability to go back in and adjust a student that is coded as absent or remote and was given an unexcused reason code to change that to an RAL for remote asynchronous learning. Our teachers are being given 3 instructional days to be able to go back and make those adjustments as you gather the documentation that students engage in one of the 3 previously mentioned criteria. And the easiest way for teachers to go back and make these adjustments is a new view called Multiple Days Attendance. If you click on the Multiple Days Attendance tab, this will default to the current date and it will go back 13 days. There's no reason to have to change this date range unless you want to look at specific dates to see attendance during that time. You'll select your period, choose the select option, and you'll see that that period comes up with the reason codes that were marked for the student. If you determine that a student was given the wrong reason code, you can make those adjustments in the system. Remember, RAL again stands for remote asynchronous learning based on the 3 criteria. U is an unexcused absence. So if you leave them with a U, they will show up absent for that day. RAL, they will end up being present based on remote asynchronous learning. Once you've made your changes, you save, and this multi-day view again will give you 3 days that you can go back and change with the drop-down menus. Once the 3-day time period has changed, you'll no longer have the drop-down menu option to make those changes, and an absence change request form would need to be submitted to your attendance clerks for change. If you ever have any questions or troubles going through the attendance process, please do not hesitate to contact us. We appreciate all you are taking on this year as classroom teachers, and I understand that this is an additional step in a process that y'all have grown used to. So as we adjust to this new process, please continue to be patient, and again, we thank you for all you're doing for the students of Waco ISD.